How's it going on this glorious Tuesday? I think it was 94 degrees in my thermometer in the car, which is really awesome for Texas when we were seeing a three digits in 100-degree weather. So this is glorious. What's not glorious is sometimes our legal system makes no sense. But Trump loses his case in the New York civil case. I'm not talking about the sexual allegation case or anything like that. This is dealing with Trump's business. According to Ground.News, New York judge finds Donald Trump liable for fraud. Former President Donald Trump and his company has been found to have repeatedly violated state law or fraud law, according to a ruling by New York Judge Arthur Agnon. The judge agreed with the New York Attorney General claim that Trump provided financial statements and misrepresented his wealth by up to $3.6 billion, leading to accusation of extensive fraud. New York Attorney General Letitia James asked for the ruling to be streamlined. The trial, stating that Trump and his company issued false business records and financial statements. In addition, Trump's legal team has faced sanctions for making repetitive arguments that have already been rejected by the court. The court represents a major blow to Trump, who tried to have many claims against him thrown out. However, Judge Agarn's partial summary judgment found Trump liable for fraudulently manipulating the value of his assets, leaving Trump and others on the hook for their alleged wrongdoing. My understanding is that he overvaluated his assets. So I'm not too sure who was really harmed, assuming that he didn't pay his loans back. This was all to get loans, my understanding. Now, I do have another article, which is from the Gazette.com, which is from Colorado Springs. The Bias Says Center. Let's see here, they have the Gazette, Pulitzer Prize winner, established 1872. Trump is found liable for fraud in New York civil case 1 hour ago. So this is when it was dropped by Jonathan Stemple and Karen Brayfield. New York Reuters. Oh, well, maybe I should look at Reuters, but I'm not going to. Donald Trump and his family business were found liable for fraud on Tuesday by New York Judge, State Attorney, New York Judge and State Attorney General Letitia James case or civil lawsuit against the accused former president for illegally inflating his assets and net worth. The decision by the Justice Arthur Engle of New York State Court in Manhattan is near total defeat for Trump and limits the scope of scheduling to October the 2nd, or schedule October 2nd trial, largely to how much the defendant should pay in damages. England also ordered the cancellation of business certificates for the Trump organizations and other corporate defendants and sanctioned Trump's lawyer for contributing to their clients' obstreperous conduct and making preposterous legal arguments during the case. Lawyers for Trump and the other defendants did not immediately respond to requests for comment. James sued Trump in September 2022, accusing him, his adult children, and Trump Organization of lying for a decade about asset value and his net worth to get better terms on bank loans and insurance. Were people actually harmed, though? I mean, this is a weird case. I mean, if it's illegal for him to inflate the value, but you also paid loans and paid them off, did anyone really get hurt? The Attorney General has said that Trump inflated his net worth as much as $2.23 billion, and by one measure as much as $3.6 billion on annual financial statements given to the banks and insurers. James has said the assets whose values were inflated included Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, his penthouse apartment in Manhattan, Trump Tower, and various office buildings and golf courses. Erdogan said James has established liability for false valuation of several properties, including Mar-a-Lago and the penthouse. Judge also chided Trump for offering defense and disputation that were wholly without basis of law or fact. He claims that if the values of the properties have gone up in the years since the financial statements were submitted, then the numbers were not inflated at the time, Agrano wrote. He also seems to imply that the numbers cannot be inflated because he could find a buyer from Saudi Arabia to pay any prices he suggests. It's not a good look on you, Trump. Just because someone's willing to buy it doesn't mean that's how much it's worth. Slew of litigation enrolled 3 months after the state appeals court said some of James' claims were too old because the statutes of limitations have expired in either July 2014 or February 2016. Trump has said the decision essentially gutted James' lawsuit, while James has said Trump's conduct reflects a series of continuing wrongs that she could prove at trial. Despite facing a slew of litigation, Trump holds a commanding lead in the race for 2024 Republican presidential nomination, despite facing a slew of litigation. One of these days I'll learn to read. He has pleaded not guilty to charges of forward indictment accusing him of trying to overturn his 2020 election. Kind of like how Hillary Clinton tried to overturn the 2016 election with a fake dossier where we wasted an impeachment, wasted an investigation, hoarding classified materials, and covering up hush money payments to a porn star. Trump also faces a January civil trial over damages he owes for defaming a writer who claimed he raped her, although the trial says that he did not rape her, but he was still liable. How does that work? In a civil case, you are deemed that you didn't rape someone, but you have to pay her. I don't know. Our legal system is weird. Let's put it that way. Erdogan's decision did not automatically mean the trial will begin next Monday. Trump has sued to delay the trial, accusing Erdogan and James of ignoring the appeals court order to narrow the case. He and other defendants have said that this made it impossible to prepare for a trial because they did not know which claims that they would have to defend against. The appeal court is expected to rule on that request this week. Reported by Karen Freidfield, Jack Queen, Jonathan Stemple in New York. Editing by Chris Reese and Deepa Babington. So yeah, that's where that case is. I don't understand. They haven't told me what the damages were. He overinflated, but they don't tell me what the damages are for overinflating. I mean, I do get that I did call out a buyer from Saudi Arabia to pay any price he suggests. That's not a really good defense. But at the same time, I haven't really seen any story break down what the injury is. How was the city or the people issuing these loans or insurance companies issuing the insurance, how were they harmed with him overflating the values? I think these are legit questions I don't have answers for, and hopefully someone will respond and tell me why that is wrong and how the state or the city was harmed by him overinflating his values. With that being said, that is my video for today. Leave a comment down below if you know the answers to those questions. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.